Today, I have the immense privilege to say that today's video is sponsored by Fireshine Games, the people who published games like Core Keeper and Lens Island. But today, we're talking about Core Keeper, the game that I play whenever I want that new Terraria feeling. I strongly encourage you to buy the game for yourself using my link in the description, but if you need some more convincing, I'm going to bring you through my experience with the game to show you how Core Keeper is the spiritual brother of Terraria that all Terraria fans should have in their library. It has been ages since I have played Core Keeper, and as someone who loves Terraria, it is something that I have been itching to play, but often don't get the opportunity to because I'm a Terraria YouTuber. But today, we're playing Core Keeper, and the first thing I gotta show you is the character creation screen. It's not nearly as developed as Terraria's, but a unique aspect of it is that you get to choose your background, where you get some starting skills. We're going for the miner ability, so we can mine things fast right from the start. Like, that's just gonna be the smartest way to go about this, right? Core Keeper opens with some lore, and the game as a whole has quite a bit of lore that I'll let you enjoy for yourself. But you spawn mysteriously in this dark cave with that glowing stone illuminating the dark, and a bunch of wood and dirt surrounding you, which of course I get to breaking right away. Luckily in Core Keeper, you only need wood to make torches, no gel required. Once you clear everything out and light the area, you'll notice 3 mysterious statues. These are likely the first 3 bosses you'll encounter on your journey. Without a surface, the only thing you can do now is start mining to explore more of this world. Glow Tulip Terraria item? Believe it or not, copper is actually useful in this game, so we're going to make sure to collect some of that. Oh, what the heck is that? 1 damage, that's it? Oh, that's so cool. Stone skin potion. That sounds like an iron skin potion. With some wood, we can craft ourselves basic wooden armor, just like in Terraria. But perhaps one of the coolest things about Core Keeper that sets it apart is that everything you do gives you experience or points towards the activities that you're doing. Like mining is giving me mining points that I can use to upgrade my mining abilities. These basically make it so the slower you play the game, the more powerful you'll become. And as the 1 year 1 world guy, I think that's just awesome. What's this? Tome of the Dark? Wait, we have a mana thing? Heck yeah! More minion lifespan. There's minions in this game? Core Keeper is basically Terraria. Oh, that's so cool. I can tell them where to go? Oh, that is so cool. One thing that can make things a little slower is that you must smelt ores like in Minecraft, only you don't need to waste resources on fuel. There is also durability, but fixing things is pretty dang easy, and nothing breaks like in stupid Minecraft. So the durability system is a pretty simple thing to work around that requires you to pay attention to how much you're using your items. There is also a hunger system, but there's a pretty interesting cooking system to go along with it in the game that you can interact with. There's ways to upgrade your inventory space, and perhaps best of all, another magic weapon! Well, this one might be an actual magic weapon. Yeah! Oh yeah! We're playing mage now, boys! Passive mobs in Core Keeper are really cool because killing any of them gives you useful food, but you can also name them, lead them, and put them in farms, which I chose to ignore for this run, but you can do all kinds of fun stuff with animals. I feel invincible right now. And if I'm invincible, I should fight the first boss. This is probably not a smart decision at all, but here we are, being not smart. Go, my summon. Do the work for me. Within the first hour, I'm already fighting and defeating my first boss, and it's very doable. It's also super cool because this boss just exists in the world, so you can hear him jumping around before encountering him. It makes discovering him so much fun. Yeah, buddy! First boss down, let's go! Rather than a treasure bag, bosses drop chests, and inside I happen to find a new mage weapon. Absolutely wonderful. It bounces! Oh yeah, buddy. You might have also noticed this NPC appeared as soon as the slime died. There are NPCs in this game, but there aren't a whole lot of them, and they aren't massively helpful. There are a few important and very helpful things that you can get from them, but they aren't super important as far as I can tell, but I could be wrong. There's also these newer waypoints that are apparently now near boss arenas and a few other areas, which is something I've never seen in the game before, but I've missed a few updates. So I'm absolutely thrilled that they exist because traveling back and forth in this game can take a long time the farther you get into it. As we explore further, we discover the clay caves where lots of tin can be found. And yes, tin is also actually helpful and is slightly better than copper even. There's also this fun surprise that I found. Oh! This is also where I named my first animal. Buford! I don't know if that's how you spell it, but his name is Buford now. Wait, no, protect him. Oh, protect him. No! Just ignore what just happened. This one, he's Buford. Oh, Core Keeper has lots for you to discover, like this one room that uses electricity because there's actually quite a bit of automation in this game, and their recent Void and Voltage update introduced even more. Wiring in Terraria is cool and all, but Core Keeper has a lot more stuff that I think is practically useful for the player, and some of it is used to create puzzles that are interesting to solve that sometimes give you really helpful loot. What is this drill thing? Hand drill. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're ready. Oh, that's so satisfying. Sorry, Terraria, move over. I have a much better drill here. I just have one issue. Seems it has pretty poor durability. Like, actually quite poor durability. Can't really main this thing unless I'm going on short trips, which I really like as a balancing mechanic. It's brokenly strong, but also breaks so fast, you can't use it as much as you would a pickaxe. There are minecarts in Core Keeper, helpful, but since they require you to build an actual minecart, they can be very impractical for one-way journeys, but I would be willing to bet there's some sort of automated way you could send it back to its start point. I just haven't found it. Now, since hunger is a thing in this game, it's important to do some gardening, which thankfully doesn't take long for you to be able to do this really quickly, even if it starts out a bit tedious. And of course, fishing is also in the game, so we're just going to ignore that. Now, if you explore far enough from spawn, you'll find a slimy circular path. This is because of a certain boss. Oh, here it comes. Oh my goodness, he's so fast. I don't think I can keep up with him. Okay, so I guess I need to get more powerful gear then. While I explored, I experienced death for the first time. Notice how I kept my hotbar. Also notice how I have nothing else in my inventory. Core Keeper goes with a soft, sort of medium core. At the very least, you keep all of your equipment, making death runs more tolerable, but generally you're going to lose a lot of the stuff you grinded for and you want, so often you can't just shake off a death and ignore the tombstone. So you're still going to do some death runs. With the stuff retrieved, I realized I forgot I had to throw a gem dropped from the slimy boss into the slime statue as spawn. It lets me craft a few things and lights up the statue. The early game objective is to light all 3 of these statues, but let's take a quick music break because you can play music in Core Keeper. Occasionally, you find these locked rooms you can't mine into, and you have to play the notes on the front door. Not sure if the instrument matters, but it's a neat little side mechanic you can interact with to earn some extra loot. Yeah, I learned how to read music in this game. Let's go. Okay, what is this? Terrible armor? I should have gotten this way earlier. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I guess I'll get the greater healing potion. In this rocky area, I forget the name of this biome, so we'll call it the rocky area, we are able to find plenty of iron. Something really nice about Core Keeper is that you often find one kind of ore in each biome, so rather than mining in random caves until you find something like in Terraria, you have a general idea as to where you need to go. I will say though, all the materials they add have resulted in millions of crafting stations that can be hard to manage, so I strongly suggest making a massive area for crafting stations close to your storage, because you can thankfully craft from nearby storage chests, which is something Terraria only just added in the Bigger and Bolder update. Oh yeah, drills are for farming. Now remember how I needed to be faster to catch up with that big centipede thing? Well, the cooking mechanic allowed me to make this delicious burrito that will increase my movement speed by some 20% on top of a few other things, which will allow me to keep up with that giant grub and once I deal enough damage. There we go. Now he's angry. Gonna start digging around. Wonderful. Man, he is tough. Beefy boy. No, the fact that Ranger gets like free attacks with its crossbow and doesn't seem that you don't need arrows. You really don't need anything for it. It's like, what the heck is the deal with that? Oh, hello, I didn't mean to use that. I say that because Mage and Summoner require mana, but Ranger weapons require 0 ammo. It's strange, but let's put that aside. Got him! There we go. Now we put this little item into the statue. Oh, now we can make recall idols. That's nice. Grubzuka. Ooh, yeah, I want that. Before we continue any further, we should be sure to make some suitable housing for the NPCs we can get. Both of the 2 bosses we beat and dropped an item that we can just place inside a suitable house to get an NPC to spawn there. Apart from that, it's very similar to Terraria without how housing works. There we go, we got someone. This guy sells summoning items for those bosses because they existed in the world, so you kind of need a way to summon them again if you want another go at their loot drops. The 3rd boss is a little different and something super helpful with Core Keeper because its world is absolutely massive and takes a while to explore. You can craft items that will tell you where you can summon the boss, or I guess where the boss is. So now I know the next boss is right there. What I didn't know was that he'd be inside some temple structure that I have to find the entrance to. The place is quite big. Okay, we gotta find our way in somehow. This temple has no dungeon guardian to it, but it does have witches shooting fireballs and massive trolls wielding clubs. I'm sure will hurt a lot. But to compensate, it's got some good loot. Once we find our way through the enemies in the small labyrinth, we enter this central area that looks like a boss arena because the boss symbol is here, but there is no boss in the world this time. How do you spawn him then? Well, either I missed something or the game needs to do a little more explaining because you have to right click on these crystal shard things to make the summoning item. No idea how I'm supposed to figure that out, but hey, we got it and can summon Malgus the Corruptor, the first truly challenging boss I have come across. Fire, burns. There's a lot of fire in here. Where your fire could go out, that'd be great. And if I could stop getting hit directly by your fireballs. Hey, we got him. Oh, we didn't get him. Oh, ha. Second phase. Was not expecting. Did not expect. Oh, I am so toast. I tried running out of the arena, but he kept attacking me and also regenerated a lot of his health, so that's not the ideal way of dealing with this guy. Man, this guy's tough. Oh, there we go. Boom. Woohoo! Oh, that's tough. Oh, you're going to give me the thing I just used against you? Okay, loser. I will say, the boss loot in this game is generally pretty underwhelming. Most of my favorite stuff is actually dropped by random enemies or in treasure chests. I am rather disappointed. But now we can insert his piece into the statue to light up the core, who also functions a little bit like the guide. He just doesn't work until you beat the first 3 bosses, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but aside from the Malgus summoning item, the game is pretty self-explanatory, especially for a Terraria enthusiast, and it really encourages exploration. A lot of the same logic from Terraria just also translates very well into Core Keeper. So if you know Terraria pretty well, you'll pick up Core Keeper very easily. Now what's important about lighting up the core though, is that this whole time, this wall has prevented me from exploring any farther into the world. But now that the core is lit, the wall is lowered. And that is one thing I love about Core Keeper. Its exploration is done even better than Terraria, where the further you progress, the more there is to explore, rather than exploring everything and then pretty much being done with exploration by hard mode. Like, I just now discovered Azios's Wilderness. Azios's? How do you pronounce that? What are these? Ducks. Inside, there is new ore, new enemies, new drops to be collected, and when you play this game, collect all the scar that you see. You'll thank me later. There's also this moss biome thing you can mine into, which I think is pretty cool because it's just a sub-biome I can't mine while on tier with this wilderness. But I think not being able to break these blocks is really for your protection more than anything else, because the enemies in here hit like a truck, and there's another enemy that'll stun you, making you an easy target. But if it's dangerous, there ought to be good loot, right? Well, there are some good drops that I found and others that I didn't. And yes, I have a bunch of summons because I kind of am a summoner build right now. Yeah, it's super helpful in the game, all right? Highly recommend the summoner build in Core Keeper. Definitely farm for summon drops, but I'll let you figure out what drops them. And even if I am doing summoner, I'm actually doing a mixed summoner mage build because I did get one of those witch guys to drop a fireball staff, which works out great because that very important Scarlet Ore makes an upgrade workbench I can can use to upgrade my gear. I just need more precious materials to do that, but basically, it'll let me just keep about any weapon I have on tier if I'm willing to pay the price. It's a nice way to create an alternative to blindly farming for weapons, because in a new game, you likely have no idea what is going to drop helpful stuff. That said, another one of my more favorite parts about Core Keeper is that generally, if you see an enemy wearing or fighting with something, there's a very good chance it can drop it, if not more than that. But that's enough for now. Let's get to the super cool boss in this biome. Hello. Oh, that looks so cool. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, what is that? Guess we'll just destroy them when we see them. Just in case. I don't know if these are just meant to block you or do something else. Oh, it summoned it over here. Let's go, first try. That boss was the Sky Titan, and killing him gave me a soul thing that upgrades my melee weapons. Not the most useful for me, but who is to say what the other bosses might drop? Now, before we continue, I did want to add that this experience of mine is highly abbreviated and skips a lot of bosses, specifically because I want to leave a lot of stuff for you to discover on your own. We're going to focus just on the required bosses till we get to the juicy new stuff that they added in their last update. We haven't reached it yet, but we have found our next biome, the Sunken Sea, and no, this is not the Calamity mod. Intertwined with it was the Desert of Beginnings, the bulk of which apparently is in the south, while right now I'm in the northwest, so I'm not sure how likely it is that you'll get the desert where I am right now. Ooh, Galaxite, that sounds fun. As you might imagine, the Sunken Sea has a whole lot of water, and the new ore you mine here is octarine. But I feel like half of the ore I collected was by breaking crates, killing enemies, and destroying these blobby things. I didn't mention this with the last boss, but with the Titans, it would seem your first led to this waypoint that's not near the boss arena, but at this waypoint you can craft the item that finds the boss, as well as the one that summons it, keeping in mind you can only summon it in its dedicated area. And also remember how I said you need a lot of Scarlet? Well, same goes for Octarine, or perhaps all the late game ores, I bet. Like, just look at this insanely expensive crafting recipe for portals. I get why they are expensive, but holy guacamole. And also remember how I said that we're going to ignore fishing? Well, turns out that the boss for the Sunken Sea requires some amount of engagement with the fishing mechanic, but we need more Octarine first, so we'll explore some more and collect ore. I want to kill it. This is a very dumb decision. Oh, that is terrifying. Okay, but we got it. Is there like easy treasure access? Easy treasure? Oh, a mage guy. While we roamed, this place just had a lot of biomes mixed with it, and there's hints of this place called the Shimmering Frontier we'll get to check out later. Holy what? Is that a snail? Dude, that's a snail. I love it. When we craft the item to scan for the boss room, we discover it's quite the ways away from the waypoint. Sorta sucks, but hey, means we can explore more. And with water, we can get a boat to make that exploration much easier. It just requires Scarlet, which reminds me that as soon as you can, make Scarlet drills and place them near one of these giant Scarlet ores. There are giant ores like this of all kinds, and placing drills of varying strengths will automatically mine them for you, producing potentially hundreds of ore while you go about your business exploring the world. You can get up to 8 drills to go extra fast, but 3 is pretty solid for single player if you ask me. But before we travel all the way to the boss room, we should make a boss summon, which requires something I've never seen before. What's a black bug? Where do you find black bugs? You will notice while playing Core Keeper that, just like Terraria, there are a lot of very small critters that wander around. It turns out pretty much every single pixel you see can be captured or harvested in some way, though black bugs are plain evil because they are black and tiny. Apparently, they can spawn in any biome, but breaking any kind of wood in particular seems like the easiest way to find them. There's one. I explored some of them earlier, so we won't dwell on it, but the Sunken Sea has several of these temple places with wizards and those magic stone robot things. They are super cool with pretty good loot, but none of the magicians drop their weapon for me. Long last though, we make it to the boss arena where I was a little upset because I ate all of my buffs, prepared for the boss fight, but then was told I needed to make a better fishing bowl. You can't just tell me, Terraria did it better. You can summon fish on with any fishing pole. pole, but that's okay. Once we got the right fishing pole, we got the boss. Oh, there it is. There are a few really interesting things about this boss too. For one, if you use a boat, the twisters actually suck you in, so you have to be careful around them because of that, but also it appears to be specifically built to counter mage, or maybe vice versa, I'm not sure. The reason I say this is because the twisters block mage attacks, but also mage attacks block the twisters. You know, both get destroyed. Makes it hard to actually hit the boss as a mage, but also it can serve to protect you from the twisters. But since the boss had a good chunk of health, it was inevitable that eventually my weapon couldn't defend me enough, and it left me wondering, how was I going to beat the boss? Just stay there. I can work with this. I can very much work with this. I wish I had a big health bar so I could see its health from wherever I was, but I am rather enjoyed just being over here and him not bothering me. We got him! Let's go! Wasn't even in his range for most of the fight. That was so stupid. I don't know how it happened, but I stood still and so did he, and he didn't have the range to hit me, so with a regular ranged weapon that doesn't get blocked by tornadoes and summons to inconsistent damage, I was able to just sit here and take him out. Now on to the desert that has the single worst enemy. These bugs that move fast, hit like a truck, and self-destruct when they have had enough of you. They're awful. What's not awful though is this simple puzzle room that brings me to two very cool looking treasure chests. Unfortunately, none of them have loot that matches my loadouts, but there was another considerably more interesting puzzle room where I had to trick this enemy to hit some switch while I hit two other switches back to back to open this door to get myself something very helpful. Ooh, a Burnzooka. Oh, this thing oh. Hot dog, we're set. Where are these in Terraria? Well, Terraria has rockets. It's just like rockets from Terraria. This will make mining so much easier. Hey, look, there's Galaxite in there. I want it. Let me just mine there really quickly. This is now on my absolute must-have list for Core Keeper. I mean, just look at it go. This is amazing. This is going to make collecting the new Galaxite ore so much easier, but I can't help but remark on just how much of the stuff is around. I'm not going to have any issues finding this at all, especially since I found two of the big Galaxite ores for what might as well be infinite ore for little old me. I found this really cool temple with a chest that looks like it's got some good stuff, but it requires some item I don't possess and don't know how to get. There was also this random house with some really good stuff that might belong to another mini biome, but this is where I found it. Apart from those things and well, what we found earlier, there wasn't a whole lot I found to explore. So we're preparing for the boss fight where I'm looking at my buffs and it occurs to me, I don't have any idea if two items that buff my defense or damage, for example, stack on top of each other or overwrite each other. I think they don't stack, if I were to guess. But of course, I need those buffs to fight the Sand Titan Ra-Akar, we'll say, which, by the way, is the first boss I've encountered this run that I have never once fought or seen before. And on top of that, he is by far the hardest I've encountered thus far. But there are a few things I learned to make him easier. At first, I used blocks to block his triangle attack. That works well and good, but the bazooka is even better. I can destroy those. Dude, that's huge. It does require pretty good aim though, and sometimes I got overwhelmed by the triangles and the annoying beetles the boss spawns. The second attempt went just about the same way. The main problem with the losing is that the summon is pretty expensive, or at least it is for me and what I've collected. Octarine in particular is drying up, so we found some big ores of that stuff to help future-proof ourselves and happened upon a different buff while we were at it. See if you can look into this guy dropping a magic staff. Oh, he actually did. Oh, okay. Thank you. This, among other upgrades, still wasn't enough. On the fourth attempt, though, I was actually doing pretty well and even got the boss to second phase, finally, and just about had the battle finished when this boss, out of the blue, taught me something very important. Oh, no. What? You can't one-shot me? That lesson is that apparently there are no immunity frames in Core Keeper. This doesn't help me at all because my weapons can't take advantage of that. However, that does mean those, 5 beetles chasing after me all hit me at the same time and so killed me in what amounts to a single shot. Knowing that I don't get immunity frames just means that I have to be extraordinarily careful around groups of enemies, more so than I thought I would need to be, because even though I can take 3 or 4 hits, that's including buffs by the way, they often come so fast that half of the time it amounts to a single hit. A lesson I took to heart when fighting the beetle one last time to claim victory. Finally! Oh my goodness! Really thought this soul would buff Major Summoner, but nope, it's Ranger and Melee. Where's my summon and magic? The boss down, we press on, exploring this cool magma sub-biome with a decent amount of treasure inside, but the crystal biome we saw earlier is the next place for us to progress to. Turret? What? This bazooka continues to be the best item in the entire game, making mining the new ore solarite quite easy. This biome has 2 main points of interest: radioactive gems that hurt you when you get too close, and of course you still need to mine them, and massive snails. Oh, there he is. He's hiding behind the snail. He's hiding behind the snail. Get him! With a bazooka, we can collect ore very easily, and perhaps the best part about this place is that the whole thing is mage focused. From the drops to the plants, there's a lot of stuff to benefit a mage. Once I make a solarite workbench, it becomes evident that there's probably not going to be any more ores for us to mine beyond this ore. It's the strongest one by the looks of it. Oh. The passage? Oh, I think I'm supposed to be there later. The grind in this biome is to accomplish several purposes, primarily upgrades to our gear, but also to summon the 3 hydras that are the next bosses in line. Now, something I should mention is that I have been constantly upgrading my gear to the point that whenever I find new gear on the on-tier biome, my own gear tends to be stronger. Like, I'm wearing a minion-focused armor set, yet it gives me more health than solarite, maybe even more armor. I forget that one. But even if it doesn't, believe me when I say I was quite confused when this boss one-shot me without the whole lacking of iframes thing. Oh, that one actually did one-shot me. That wasn't multiple hits. That was a one-shot. So what do we do about that? At the very least, that attack has a very clear and long telegraph. It's just that the first battle, you have no idea what's coming when it happens. But the second battle showed me that it's also hard to tell where the end of its radius is. Go, 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 go. What? I think my main problem right now isn't necessarily my defense, but rather that I'm kind of a summoner focus. With a summon, I could get around the first 3 bosses. I have upgraded the weapon a lot, but the summons often have a really hard time targeting the boss. Minions, attack it. Oh my goodness, they're just standing there. And even though you can tell them to actually attack the thing, it doesn't always work, and I think they keep losing their target whenever it goes underground. But even if they were all attacking, the health bar doesn't really move, so I would probably be better off if I could find a summon weapon that's more on tier, but I have no idea where I would find any, and I need better armor, which I do know of a mage one I can get from the new crystal area. I just need to farm for it. On the related note, this battle took 10 minutes. That is while fighting a boss that can one-shot me. It was rough, okay? The second Hydra I tried, and it turns out this one gets the spirits of his lost friend or something along those lines to also launch attacks, just to make things more interesting. Of course, we died, and this is the final straw. The final straw, I say. Something needs to change. My summons simply aren't doing enough damage, and my mage weapon ends up being my main damage source, so it's time to fully kit ourselves out for mage. The armor isn't nearly as upgraded, and I sacrifice some health, but that doesn't matter when I'm generally getting one-shot anyways, so we'll happily stick with the greater damage. On top of that, I fought the big bird again because there's a specific drop I didn't get before. It's a stronger version of the dash feather I've been using that upgrades our dash significantly. We deal a lot more damage, and since this battle is pretty similar to the first one we fought, just with a different minion, we were able to clear the Frost Hydra this time around with our stronger magic. Yeah! Give me mage power, darn it. You better give me some mage power. 10% armor. You know what? That's also kind of helpful. Sure.
With how that battle went, I have a feeling I know what's going to happen with the third Hydra.
Yep, there's 3 of them.
Honestly, though, once you figure out the first one, the rest of the Hydras don't really change things significantly. They are all largely the same fight, just with the second and third ones having more attacks that happen at once. But once you've learned how to dodge their specific attacks, you can dodge pretty simply afterwards.
Yes! First tried him! Oh! Each Hydra just kind of has one very small, different, or new trick.
In a way, they're actually kind of like the celestial pillars in Terraria, because now when we talk to the core, we get a bit more lore that is going to lead us right into the final story boss of the game, or at least the final story boss at the moment, I think. And the name fits. It's called the Core Commander. When I find where he's supposed to be, though, all I see is a very large crystal surrounded by smaller crystals, and the whole thing is radioactive, of course. Guess we should just start whacking it.
Oh, it's breaking.
There's gotta be a way to be immune to this radiation that I'm missing, because breaking some of these crystals takes forever, and yet I can't hit them without being slammed by radiation.
Like, this just sucks.
Breaking all 8 gave me these crystals that I figured would create a boss summon, but instead,
I got this thing.
It's a new offhand item, a strong one, but nothing that can beat a dash. So if that doesn't summon the boss, then what does? Maybe I just need to click on the big crystal?
Oh, there it is. Oh, the boss is right there. Hold up.
And of course, he starts monologuing.
Hey, you're welcome. That means we're friends, right? There's no room for me. I fixed it, so I should have room. Oh, hello. Probably want to get out of that. Yep. Hey, the mobs are helping me. Let's go. Yeah, buddy, and he's dead. Well, I had a friend. This should be an easy fight, right?
Like the Hydras, once this orb is destroyed, we can attack the main body.
Get him. Get him. Here's hoping he doesn't have multiple phases. That'd be nice. So help me if it has a second phase, like that health bar goes to 0 and then it does some other nonsense. I mean, I sense something. Like, there's no way that beat it. Yup. Wait. Is it exploding? Nope. There's another part of it. That figures. Oh, what is that attack? Oh, whoa. Okay. Okay. I guess we're stuck here now. What do you want me to do? Okay. That's a very dangerous attack. Oh,
what? Too bad we failed the first attempt, but I didn't bring my best buffs. So let's grab those and return to attempt number 2.
Oh, hello. He's still here? I did not see that coming.
You may have noticed the waypoint there. You can move those at some point in the game. It takes a while to activate, but now I can literally teleport right into the boss battle after dying.
Second phase still. Let's go. He didn't have any time to recover at all. Oh, in that case, we got this.
Kind of confused that he doesn't disappear or even just reset after dying, because that made the final boss of the game a bit of a joke, really.
Give me that treasure. Woohoo! A void gun? Okay, I'll take that. Well, that's kind of scary.
And that's the end of the game. You get the credits and everything.
But we still got post-game. And Core Keeper has a bit more post-game than Terraria, which is really nice.
And by that, I mean it has a lot, including exploring this new biome we stumbled upon earlier called the Passage, and a few more bosses. There will even be a few more biomes we'll get to come across after we've completed this area. The game really just isn't finished yet.
Oh, what the heck are you? Oh my. Ah! Run away. Oh, it's dead.
There's a whole new ore we need to collect here called Pandorium, and you collect it not in the blocks, but from these coral-looking things. Also, my pickaxe can't mine these blocks, but you want to bet what can? The ore not being in the blocks genuinely makes it harder to collect, though. So we're going to drill all that we can, which leaves us a little time to explore.
World treasure. What the heck are you? Oh, you're cool is what you are. Nice. A new staff. Yes! Magic! Haha!
It's a really weird magic staff too, because it shoots a random projectile among some like 10 I think I've seen, and there's no order. It's completely random. Other than that guy, there wasn't a lot found here that I couldn't find elsewhere outside of Pandorium and...
Oh, oil! Yes, let's harvest it!
But after exploring a while, I did find this indestructible block keeping me away from the next area, and after some bridging, I found the front door.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Breaker's Reach, huh? Oh, that's like literally just north of the waypoint. Okay.
We explored around a bit more while waiting for the drills to collect all the ores we needed.
There. Oh, another dude. Does he sell different stuff? Nope, it's all the same stuff. Okay. I could sell him. Maybe he's worth money. Maybe he's worth money. Oh, he's worth 17 money? Maybe we can salvage him. Let's see if we can salvage him. No, but he's worth 17 money. Heck yeah. The treasure chest, it was worth more than the merchant. What are you? What is this thing?
Once we'd collected enough Pandorium to upgrade our gear enough that I felt okay with it, we head off to the next boss who doesn't live in the passage at all, but just so happens to be right next to where the Sand Titan was.
Oh my goodness. That's huge. Hello, giant beetle. Wow, okay. Cicada boss with all the minions. Oh, they're everywhere. They don't stop. Not looking forward to second phase. Second phase is probably going to suck. Uh-oh, please do not have multiple phases. Please just have one health bar. Yes, okay. That makes me think it's going to be one health bar. Thank you for the dodge. Woo! Ah! I love being one shot. One shot is my favorite stupid thing.
Turns out this wasn't a problem either, because even though I spent a good long while going about my business preparing for a rematch, the boss was not only still there, but hadn't recovered any of its health at all.
Let's do this. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's go. Oh, hello. Wait. Oh no. This is kind of freaky. But we still win. Okay, I guess we fight him another time. Magic staff!
The magic staff is really strong, but has a delayed attack with a shorter range, so it's actually pretty hard to use. Going to be great if we have to fight another stationary boss though, and we're definitely going to fight a new boss at some point because the cicada boss gave us what we need to open that big gate at the breach.
You stupid! You can't just spawn on top of the waypoint and kill me before I can move!
We place the key into the door to at last access the new area introduced by the Void and Voltage update.
Ta-da! Ooh, he's spooky. Oh! There's a guy here to greet us.
This enemy is a vastly more dangerous version of the sentry guys I encountered in the Shimmering Frontier. They have far more health, have fast, sometimes erratic movement. They shoot lasers that fill a greater radius. It really kind of sucks. They are accompanied by these big guys with sirens who shoot oil and then fire grenades to ignite the oil they shot. Those terrifying mechanical menaces, and one last enemy, crabs.
I love how we're in a mechanical area and crabs. Crabs are one of the enemies. Mechanical crabs, of course, but still crabs.
Treasure here is actually quite plentiful, though I never found its contents helpful because this stuff is focused on like explosive damage, which I only use because of the bazooka. That is still by far the best mining tool I have.
Grubzooka. Where would I be without you?
There is one final ore for us to find, Relucite, though I'm not exactly sure what to use it for other than on the upgrade workbench, but considering how many powerful enemies I'm fighting here, I guess that's all I really need, because this place has really stepped up the difficulty. What was really cool though was this large puzzle room with a door that required an obsidian key to open, and obsidian isn't even something I can mine. What we discovered is that the key is on this crane, and by pressing this button I send it on the path, but I need to hit these two levers to open this door, rush through and stand on this button until the key moves along. You then skillfully dodge through these flamethrowers to the next button. Once the key moves on, you rush to the minecart and hit any of the levers on either side to open the next door. Even doing this as fast as I could, I barely managed to complete it in time, and if at any point you mess it up, you gotta restart. And all that work for a special key, and what do I get?
A unique crafting component? What? Okay.
Apparently it's used to make some super special mortar thing, which might be helpful, but requires even more materials I don't know how to obtain, so I guess we had fun with the puzzle, and that was about it. Now, to get to the boss of this area, I need to cross this broken bridge that happens to be guarded by one of the big oil-shooting crabs. I also discovered that this large number of creepy glowing blue eyes means that there are a lot of crabs protecting a treasure chest. Once the first big guy is dealt with, I thought we'd be good to cross, but let's just say there was another problem. All I wanted to do was head north. I had no idea there was going to be a metric ton of enemies standing in the way, but with my chaos projectile staff and a lot of running, we can skip right past them until we run into another mysterious locked door.
Okay, but there's something over here.
Going that way, we find the waypoint to the breach where we can craft the boss summon.
That looks like a beetle. Haven't I already fought enough beetles?
I'm actually very surprised it looks like that rather than a crab, and you'll see why a bit later. For now, we use the scanny thing and discover the next boss is called Sahabar or something. I wonder what the acronym means. I'm very curious, but this whole time, I keep seeing this mysterious void thing digging around the breach.
Dude, I need to know what this thing is. It's probably like a Hydra, another Hydra, but it's so cool. I need to know how to spawn it.
There doesn't seem to be a way to summon it yet, so maybe we need to defeat the Sahabar guy first, which leads me to an indestructible temple littered with machines.
Oh, hello.
Once we manage to find our way in, the battle begins. A little old me versus a whole bunch of very powerful machines in confined quarters. It's like this temple was built specifically to give the advantage to the machines, with oil barrels all over just begging to be ignited. It's so tough that I made the decision that for the first time, I needed to start using my food buffs for exploration rather than saving them purely for the bosses. We still needed to be careful, but this greatly increased our chances to survive, and slowly but surely we start clearing this temple of its enemies until we come across a rather large room.
Looks like we found the... Oh, that's all blocked. That's all blocked.
To make life easier, we placed a waypoint at the beginning of the temple. Heck, maybe this boss won't despawn when we die either, and we can cheese it. But of course, that can't happen until we clear out the arena of the multitude of enemies crawling around. But we can't just kill them, because I have a feeling we don't want oil all over this arena, so we'll bait the big guys into igniting and thus removing the oil for us. Once it had all been dealt with, we had a pretty clear arena to spawn the boss who, mind you, doesn't even have a visible sprite yet on the wiki, so I have no idea what I'm in for.
Let's do it and see how this goes. There it is. Okay. Oh, that is loud and intense. Oh my goodness. My poor ears. Oh, okay.
Immediately, I start pounding the nearest leg and then blast the second one.
Lasers everywhere.
He fires a volley of rockets, and turns out there was a lot more oil here than I thought, which, as you might imagine, is a bit of a problem for me.
Oh, ouch, that's fire. Ah, well, that went very poorly.
As we head back, it would appear that the boss was actually despawned. The arena looks clear and...
Oh, the boss is still here. Yep, boss still here. Still definitely here. Cool, but also I need my tombstone stuff, and you're kind of standing on it. Where's my tombstone? Oh, there's my tombstone. What's it doing over there now?
So now I had a few problems. For one, there's a new enemy in the arena, and two, my inventory is so full of junk that I can't consistently pick up my buffs, and when I do, they're in a random slot, and this boss doesn't give me any breathing room that I would need to sort through it all, so I guess we're going to have to just keep fighting buffless.
I have no idea how well I'm doing right now. Feels like I'm doing a lot of damage. Is it just regenning? It's legs? Yeah, it's regenning its legs. Okay. Do I have to take down all 4 of them before I can do real damage, or am I dealing damage? I have no idea.
But has my fighting even amounted to anything?
Oh, we got all 4. Okay, so we do have to get all 4 in order to hit the main body. That's tough.
New strategy, bring all the legs kind of low and then blast them all away in quick succession because it doesn't seem to regen until we clear all of its health. Only issue with that is the boss would appear to be hurting his own legs at times.
Okay, we figured the boss out. Oh, this is intense. Just drop rocks on this thing. Oh, whoa. Where did you come from? What do you want to bet that this thing is going to have a second phase after we bring its health to 0?
Oh, you know, if the other enemies didn't randomly intrude on the battle, I would be so fine with this battle being a one and done thing where I have to respawn it each time, but I am saying that before I've even seen second phase.
Boom. Oh, yep. Second phase. You knew it. You loved it. It was going to happen. Okay. Oh, void things. What are those? Whatever they are, I don't want them to touch me. And they are creating weird void things on the ground. Oh, it's all purple now. I'm sure that means he's more dangerous.
This second phase is crazy with those voids being slow projectiles you need to watch for on top of the fast shooting lasers and the delayed shooting rockets. Plus the void makes parts of the arena dangerous to even stand on. It's a very difficult combo to deal with, but because this boss doesn't despawn, it doesn't matter how much we die. We can always return and pick up the fight where we left off, but as we near the end, I really am convinced I could take this thing down in a single attempt now that I understand how it works. The main reasons I kept dying was just because I was trying to get my buffs and the other enemies would interfere.
Got him! Really cheese-like, but we got him! See, I would have done fine if it were for the other enemies. Oh, hey, he's back. Okay. It's kind of hard to read it with the lava there. The Mon? Now I missed the rest of it. What did that say? I don't know. That doesn't feel safe. Okay, we're good.
Sahabar dropped a key I recognize belongs to that other door we found.
There it is. Open the second door. The second gate of the breach. What could be inside? I have no idea. It can be activated in a future update. Aww. Oh, we're so close. Oh, what is this thing going to be? I'm guessing giant drilling mechanical worm. That's what I'm going for. This is ending on a cliffhanger, man.
But we're still not done yet. There's that mysterious digging void thing, and Sahabar dropped an item that lets us get another NPC.
A Lucite smithing table. Oh, so I need a lot of money is what I'm gathering. Well, good thing I have all the galaxite in the world for sale.
I have legitimately sold several hundreds of bars of galaxite at this point. The new workbench functions more like an anvil, strangely, and lets me craft a whole new melee armor set that looks really strong. We can also make some of the guns and bombs that have been dropping while exploring the breach, but the question is, how do I summon this last boss, that Void Hydra? I haven't seen a summon, and his sprite is also not on the wiki, so he's fresh. The only thing I can think of to do is continue exploring the breach, which leads me to discover a mini biome I somehow hadn't stumbled upon yet.
I think we found what we're looking for. Hello. Oh, what the heck was that? Wow, he is strong. Okay. If you could drop your staff for me, that would be awesome. He is taking it all like a champ. Wow.
These guys are even stronger than the machines and deal even more damage. It's crazy how dangerous they are, which makes me all the more curious about their drops.
Oh, what is that? Oh, a Void Club. Oh, that's so cool.
It was a really small sub-biome though, so we gotta search out a second one.
Okay. Dude, oh, whoa, he sprints. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, good job, bird. You did great. Black Chakram necklace. 32 armor and immune to oil. That's actually That would have been nice for the boss.
Here, I thought the void would just be the caveling dudes, but there's also grubs who are way too dangerous because of how hard they are to see. These void enemies drop void fragments though. Once we collect 10, we can right click on them and make ourselves a wind organ of the void.
Now I just need to make an arena for this thing.
Well, guess our Burnzuka is going to have to get to work making an arena. Takes a while, so I figured a practice fight to gauge what kind of space we're actually going to need would be a good idea.
We can give it a shot and see what we're in for. He's right there too, so you know, nearby. Hello. Had to summon you. Give you a good old test run. Don't you dare have all 3 of the other Hydras. Yep, that's what I only see 2. Maybe it's only 2 of the others. Nope, it's all 3. Yep. All 4 Hydras at once, cause why not? I don't suspect this will be too bad at all.
So I'm pretty sure my parapet, once it reached a level 20, started placing these twisters pretty frequently to attack enemies with. And I just gotta say, against the Hydras, that move absolutely shreds. Heck, my parrot may have done even more damage than I did by the end of this battle.
Oh, dude, the tornadoes is doing crazy damage. My pet is actually carrying. Sucker. And on the tornado. Beautiful. Oh, that was fast. I think it intentionally limited that. Oh, what just hit me? Are we going to first try this thing casually? oh, it summoned big voids. Oh, yeah. Dude, first try, easy kill. Let's go. Oh, dude. Pet the bird. Pet the bird. He did such a good job. Way to go, buddy.
And that is the amazing game known as Core Keeper, all the way up to its latest and greatest with the Void and Voltage update. And I hardly even showed you the automation that can be done for you Factorio nuts out there. It was such a thrill, and finally being able to finish this game, interacting with the newest update, and actually being able to engage with several of the updates I had missed was a treat. And overall, just a delightful break to take from Terraria to do a little something different, and yet so familiar. This video is sponsored by Fireshine Games, and I have to thank them for sponsoring this video, if for no other reason than the fact that it allowed me the opportunity to finally return to this gem of a game, and I can't wait to see what they are going to do with their future updates, because you better bet there's going to be more. I can't recommend it enough, and if you've been convinced, make sure to use my link in the description below to purchase your own copy of Core Keeper, the game I play whenever I need a break from Terraria. There is so much content in the game that I passed over, didn't mention, and probably don't even know about, so be ready to have a new game that will consume your weekends for the foreseeable future.